Personal log, Captain Azrael Prax, stardate 57046.4. Seems like it's been a lifetime since I've done one of these, though it was never in my wildest dreams that Felix Morgan would end up taking my place as captain of the expedition. Not sure what foolhardy admiral that placed him there. I must say he sure took to the brown-nosing to heart on his climb up within Starfleet. Thanks to Lieutenant Quinix from Deep Space 17, he was able to get a hold of some of the personal logs from the expedition's crew after my departure. What a hell it must be for them. Even when I served under him on the Olympia, he was never this bad, or perhaps Captain Wynn kept him in check. If I manage to see Commander Casey again, no. To those that stayed behind, I hope I have the courage to apologize to them. Part of me regrets leaving the expedition when I did, but after the incident, I was no longer fit to be in command, at least not at that time. I can no longer see Starfleet in the same light as I did before. I know there are plenty of good officers within Starfleet, but that doesn't make up for what they did. I felt manipulated, and often wonder if the choices I had made were my own or someone else pulling a string. And whatever spark within me that kept me going, well, it's gone and perhaps may never come back. When Admiral Haggard came to me at my home to convince me to aid in the search for the expedition, well, it didn't take much, really. Knowing that they could be out there, I feel as if I owe them for always having my back. And this is the least I could do for them, is try to make sure they get back home, which is why I asked to take temporary command of the Bayern. Sitting behind some desk waiting hours, if not days, from a vessel on their progress wouldn't be enough to me. I need to be on the front lines for this and see it through to the end. And I know what I'm asking of my daughter, even though she may not understand it this time. I'm putting her life at risk, more so than these past few months. But I don't have a choice in the matter. There's no one else in my life at the present that I have faith in that could protect her. Maybe in time that'll change, but for now, this is the path forward to me and to do what is right. Since the Bayern is a newly minted and otherwise should be a cause for celebration of the launch of a new vessel, the celebration will have to wait. And I know her launch will be a somber one at best. However, our mission is to bring the expedition home. There is no greater directive than that. Yes, the tides are going to be ferocious on this journey, but with hard work from the other crews of the other vessels, including Lieutenant Vogel, we have a bit of edge on our side. I've only just met some of the crew members of the Bayern, and I can say they still have the spark within them. They're a good crew, and hope I can lead them well so that we all can make it back home. End log.
All right. On board the USS Bayern, the members of the senior staff patiently sit at their stations awaiting Captain Prax to grace the bridge. You are still docked up to Deep Space 17, and I figure I would allow for some free role play with the 4 members of the senior staff here. Maybe. Guess not. We'll go ahead and have the captain enter the bridge.
Helm, status report.
Did everyone's microphones blow up?
Oh, system.
No, I was making sure that it was Helm, or if it was to the first officer. Wasn't sure.
I was going to get to you first, or get to you second, but I was asking Helm what the status of the ship is in terms for navigation and stuff.
Okay.
All systems go, Captain.
Well, Commander, I'm gonna watch it. Krim. Is the warp core fully operational?
All systems seem to be within the green. She might have a little bit to tweak, as we haven't really had a true shakedown yet, but she appears to be ready to go.
Understood. Ops signal Deep Space 17 that we are ready to depart. And then she taps the center console to put a all ship hail.
Oh, I gotta find where that is.
It's somewhere.
Man, clearing to launch, Captain.
That makes a noise. I can't seem to find where it is here. Right, there it is.
Attention crew, this is Captain Azrael Prax. We begin our initial test of the Barnes navigation and warp and impulse systems shortly once we leave the docking bay of D Space 17. Have all stations report in on anything minor that might prop up. And she just ends it. Helm. Maneuvering thrusters out, please.
Aye, Captain.
This will be a controller daring with con difficulty 1. Assist by ship's engines, con.
Alrighty. Helm operations as a focus?
Yep.
Sweet. Let's see what she can do.
Then I just need someone to roll the ship. Gain 2 momentum there. And so Wagner, you plot the, you set the course and you engage the maneuvering thrusters, and you are amazed at how quickly the ship responds to your commands, given the upgraded bioneural circuitry. It almost responded instantaneous to your inputs, and the ship starts moving towards the exit.
I pat the control ship panel lightly and say, "Good ship."
Ops, once we're out of the Deep Space 17's umbilical, please initiate scans for a rock, a small asteroid within the vicinity.
Captain.
It takes the ship a good 10 to 15 minutes to successfully maneuver out of Deep Space 17. Trying to take it slow and easy, not hitting anything or any part of the station or any ship moving in and out. But you eventually make your way out of the station. Let's see where it is.
Lieutenant Bedin, are you up for a little target practice?
It would be nice to dust off the cobwebs, sir.
How's that scan coming, Ops?
We are cleared from warp and to start our mission from the station.
I was referring to the asteroid operations. Were you able to locate one?
Yeah.
Be reason or control science difficulty 1, assisted by the ship sensor science. Just need the ship. Whoever's doing the ship. Nice. You gain a momentum, but ship did roll a complication.
We'll buy it off.
You could actually. Degas has technical expertise.
Oh, well, re-roll that then.
Okay, gain 2 total from that. So I believe that puts you at 4.
Captain, I have found an asteroid 7 AUs toward the edge of the system.
Excellent. Helm, short warp jump to the coordinates being relayed to you by operations. Lieutenant Ben, prepare the shield and weapon systems for the first test.
Understood, Captain. He gets visibly excited.
And I'll waive the roll for warp. Still don't have the Voyager warp exit, I think. But yeah, you quickly enter and drop out of warp right at the asteroid.
Lieutenant Bennon, at your discretion.
Of course, Captain. And yeah, he'll, with precision, very quickly, target and fire.
With what weapons?
Phasers.
That'll be a Diff 2. Control security.
Shipboard tactical systems for focus.
Yep.
And then, let's see here. Gotta relearn my character. Take a thrust.
Yeah, it's been a while since you played Bed.
Yeah, had to read through his sheet.
And then the ship's weapons security.
I'll go ahead and roll this one. You said weapons security?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Gain 3. And you fire the ship's phasers, and they strike dead and true right exactly where you're trying to aim your phasers on the asteroid. Someone took their time and calibrated the weapons almost precisely.
Well, Captain, I have to say, whoever calibrated these weapon systems is an absolute expert. It's the most true shot I've ever taken on a ship.
You're almost breaking my heart, Lieutenant.
Well, Captain, anytime you need an asteroid shot, just let me know.
Well, hopefully your service may not be needed for this. Lieutenant Wagner, set a course for the last known location of the USS Expedition.
Sure thing, Captain. And I will do that.
And you lay in the coordinates and await the captain's orders.
Maximum cruising speed. Engage.
All right, Captain.
Somebody disappear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, somebody dropped.
Oh, okay.
I think Krim dropped. But yeah, you enter warp, heading toward the expedition's last known coordinate. In the meantime, we will enter scene number 2. And Casey, I believe you have a log ready to go.
Yes, I do. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yep.
My mic is getting a little messed up. Okay. First officer's log, stardate 57059.4. We have been on the planet for 5 days now and our situation is not improving. We are down to the end of our emergency rations and we are subsisting off of the few insects and tubers that can survive in this environment. We are also very low on our heaters and EV suits. I have asked some of the crew to work toward producing some sort of generator that can keep the heater on for a while longer, but there seems to be no solution to our ultimate problem. Indefinite survival on this planet is not possible. Some more of the crew have made it to our positions in varying states of health. The doctor has been treating many cases of hypothermia and frostbite. We have also been observing more patrols of the presently unidentified species. They remain non-hostile as far as we can tell, but they certainly seem content to watch us sit here and die. The endless sentry rotations are certainly draining the crew of what little energy they had left. Unless help arrives soon, our chances of survival seem extraordinarily small. Of course, I am trying to distract the crew from that fact and keep spirits up, but they all know the truth. End log.
All right. For those on the planet, like the log said, it has been 5 grueling days here in bitterly cold weather. Although the heaters you have are working, you're starting to run into an issue of them starting to run out of power. Issues that are also present in your comms distress signal, as you have been having to replace the batteries more than you would like since it's in frigid cold temperatures. Food is also becoming an issue as you've almost exhausted your entire supply of cave-dwelling insects. And as the powers start to drain in your heaters, and your survival suits, shivering, frostbite, and hypothermia are becoming real problems. So I'll allow some free roleplay with you on the surface.
Is there any way we can make like a windmill or some kind of way to generate energy to maybe recharge things? Because Knight would certainly try and do anything she could.
Yeah, we could get to that though. Yeah, just right now I'm just having some roleplay stuff for you guys before we get into the next improv. into the crux of the episode.
Casey will go up to the doctor. Doctor, is there any news about the captain's condition?
Well, for right now, I've managed to repair the internal damage, or at least keep him from bleeding out, stabilize him mainly, but the bones, all I could really do with those is splint them and make sure they were set. Not much else I can do for him out here. I have no equipment with which to clear him, though.
Of course. Well, I know you're doing the best that you can. How have today's cases been in regards to frostbite and hypothermia? Have you noticed any significant deterioration in the crew?
Significant deterioration? Not as of yet. I will say cases are steadily increasing as we stay here longer, but there's nothing to be done about that.
Well, thank you very much for the update, Doctor. I believe some of the other crew are going to attempt to build some sort of generator so that we can keep the heaters on a while longer, but of course our best chances are to keep our distress beacon running.
Agreed. If we have to, I would recommend running the generators first so that we drain the power entirely, but we maintain maybe not a comfortable temperature, but at least a bearable temperature, something that will help stave off hypothermia and frostbite.
Agreed, and we'll have to be more aggressive in our rationing of food. As Chief Medical Officer, I will leave it in your hands to determine what the minimum safe amount of food is that we can consume in consideration of the activities the current crew are currently conducting.
Minimum safe? The human body can live without food for a couple days. It's water that is more worrying. Minimum safe to at least maintain a high capability of activity. I would say at least 1,000 calories. But I don't even think we're getting close to that right now.
Well, we'll have to make do with what we can. Our emergency rations are nearly out, and, well, I suppose there's some nutritional value from these grubs and tubers, but they're certainly not a complete diet.
Agreed. Hopefully, a rescue ship will be here soon. If anything, I would recommend cutting emergency rations to a singular meal per day, and so we can get more aggressive on that.
Very well, Doctor. I will, I'll cordon off some food and inform the crew that we'll have to be reducing the issuance of rations.
Understood. Thank you, Commander.
Keep me updated if anything changes in regard to the captain or any of the other crew.
Will do.
Casey will then just kind of go to like the different crew members and inform them that they can only draw one emergency ration pack a day, and that they should supplement their diets with like the local cuisine that we have found.
And as you're making your way around, more steadily, do you hear the sounds of those ships coming to and from space? The ships that were flying around last episode? You hear more and more, and with increased frequency, there's ships flying around the surface. And you're also seeing more and more of those creatures flying around or sitting on the sides of the caverns around your campsite.
Um. Well, yeah, I guess. Well, we have sentries posted in case they. I think, or I assume we did that last episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just seeing more of them and increased frequency.
Commander, next time remind me to steal the captain's brandy before we jump into an escape pod.
Next time I'll bring a replicator. And at least then, if we had a replicator, at least then we could, eat. Maybe grab some dilithium too while I'm dreaming.
Casey will go up to Nadan and Knight and Coda and say, as you are probably aware, our batteries are getting rather low on charge. If you think it's possible, I'd like to fashion some sort of generator, wind or solar, I guess, out of the materials we salvaged from the escape pods.
Aye, Commander.
Of course, Commander.
It could sustain us a little longer at least. As well, you may have heard, but we are restricted now to one ration pack per day. Any further dietary supplement will have to come from the grubs or tubers.
Crew members who aren't on watch may want to restrict lower and have those that are inactive huddle together, Commander, for warmth.
Well, I won't force anyone to get into each other's personal space, but it's certainly a smart idea. I highly recommend it for everyone. Get comfortable with each other.
Aye, Commander. Might I suggest also we look into using some of the snow around for insulating the cave walls. If we can trap some of the exhausted body heat, it should help preserve our energy supplies and battery life.
Sounds like a job for myself and some of the junior crew. I'll leave you to focus on the construction of a generator.
Sounds good, Commander.
Aye, Commander.
And your conversation is disrupted as another one of those vessels flies almost directly over your camp, heading off toward the distance.
That is really starting to get on my nerves.
I kind of frown in its general direction.
Do we know? We don't know if they're the same or different, do we? If the ships and the
They're all
winged
the
creatures.
same. They're all the same design.
Okay, so, but we don't know if the winged creatures are from the ships. Do we haven't seen them like go in and out of the ship.
Correct.
Okay, but they're not being hostile to each other either, so that can mean something.
Also correct.
Are they just waiting for us to be too weak to fight them all? Is that it? She will finish with that and you'll look at these parts and see if she can fashion some kind of windmill or some kind of generator from what we have.
Is there any, in addition to the windmill, is there any, like, clear tubing? Or, like, clear materials? Thinking we could also use the greenhouse effect to our advantage. I mean, not a replacement for the windmill, but more to supplement it and reduce the drain on the energy for heating.
What about the thermal blankets?
Thermal blankets would be good for insulating people. Yeah. They might reflect the radiation though for greenhouse effect. But yeah, we can probably use them for something. Ooh, parabolic heaters. That would work. With like the thermal blanket foil.
Do we have any parabolic heaters?
I'm more wondering if we could fashion parabolic heaters out of like foil
Oh, gotcha.
survival blankets.
Gotcha.
The GM is open to any ideas you guys can think of how to tackle some of these issues. And if it makes sense, I'll give you a roll. And if it's done in role play, I'll make the roll even easier.
Well, Knight is going to, I guess, walk with the dawn and start looking at parts. And I guess you mentioned the blankets?
Mm.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I think we'd maybe try the windmill first, and we can try the other stuff after. Because I think power generation is more important than heat right now, right?
Yeah, if we can get some way to recharge the battery, especially on the beacon and the heating element that we set up previously, that would certainly help.
Mm.
So look for I guess panels, and then try and fashion a motor or something and make a windmill. That's gonna be fun.
Yep, just walk me through it. Technobabble your way through it.
Yep. So cut some panels to make to make blades. Work on fashioning a device, a wheel to hook them to. Look for some wires. Start working on a motor. Or even if, well, not necessarily need a motor for the for the you not necessarily for the windmill itself, but for like holding the in like a battery storage device to hold the electricity or something to hook the batteries to, so I can recharge. Wow, what the computer went nuts.
I'm assuming we have phasers down here
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been using them
for power source.
to heat rocks and things.
Yeah, I mean they're they're essentially batteries, right? So we could use the phasers for like battery.
Yeah, I suppose I can.
The phasers are very limited in how much power they could store.
Yeah.
But there are battery supplies that you were able to salvage from
Mm-hmm.
the escape pods.
Gotcha.
So you have batteries. It's just a case of getting them recharged.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to like jerry rig a system to hook them to the windmill once it's operating to charge them.
All right, I'm thinking in insight engineering, difficulty 4, complication 2.
Okay. Well, let's see. Any of her focus apply? A jury rigging.
Yeah, I think so.
And let's see here. I guess. $24. I guess I'm going to give you is Nadine assisting me, or am I on my own here?
She can assist you.
Give me one threat and 2 momentum for 3 dice. Or 4 dice rather. Can't math. And roll a 1.
Ooh, just snuck in. Yeah, so you grab what components you can. You use some of the paneling that you use your phasers, to shape into windmill blades.
Mm-hmm.
You concoct a device that kind of creates like a magnetic field to act as the wind turbine to help charge, to generate the power. Um, you basically repurpose some of the battery housing, to help you act as a place to recharge the batteries. And yeah, it works pretty good. Right? It's obviously not perfect, and it does take a while to charge a battery, but it's at least able to keep you going through this.
Mm-hmm. He'll notify Casey that we have.
Oh, and Casey, I am going to need you to make me a presence command roll. I'm going to make this a difficulty 3, complication 2. This is just to order people to conserve food.
Team dynamics for a focus.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Top 3, you said?
Come to.
Okay. I'll spend 2 of the momentum and a threat for 4 dice. I will quash that complication with the Legion of Honor.
Okay. Well, let you ignore one, right?
Yeah, once per mission. Before you declare the effect. So.
Okay. Yep, that would apply. Yeah. You could tell that your crew is starting to not really lose hope, but if a few more bad things happen, a breakdown in the chain of command could occur, and people could start, disobeying what you're trying to tell them to survive in order to save themselves. But for the most part, people begrudgingly agree to more rationing. Okay, we'll head back to the Bayern. I was gonna jump you guys ahead a little bit, but Captain wanted to do something first, so we'll do that before.
It would be in the ready room.
Okay, let me go there. All right, yeah, we'll join Captain Prax in the ready room.
Well, for conference call, but yeah.
Oh, right, you were calling somebody, sorry.
Yeah.
And on Captain Prax's little screen is one Captain DeGrasse.
Ah, Captain Prax. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Joining you in the search for the expedition.
Well, we can certainly use all the help we can get.
We're heading to the set of coordinates here. What areas have you currently swept?
GM?
Feel free to roleplay whatever you need. Roleplay, ad lib, whatever you want.
Well, we have swept most of search area. We essentially have divided it up into quadrants per standard Starfleet protocol. We're now in quadrant 3. Should be finished with that soon. So nothing yet, as you can imagine, but we're coming up on having about 25% of the search area to go.
And notify the other vessels if you can. Continue their standard search for. I'm going to take the Bayern to the closer to the Expanse. I mean, how Captain Morgan thinks he's probably going for the big money and try to win as close as he could to the Expanse, more than likely.
Well, I certainly haven't had the, I guess you could say, pleasure of serving with Morgan before. So I'll certainly defer to your opinion. Well, your guidance on this, Captain. I'll let the other vessels know.
All right. We're heading along this path. I would like you to take these set of coordinates. Hopefully, maybe one of us will get close enough, or at least stay in close reach enough, because Expedition is a big ship. I doubt the Bayern could get all of her crew intact if the ship was scuttled.
I think that's a prudent plan, Captain.
Yeah. Judging all these anomalies we've already run into, who knows what happened to the Expedition at this point?
Well, he kind of shakes his head. And only hope she's still in one piece.
Me too. We'll keep you informed. Try to keep a subspace link with all the ships. That way we can at least work in real time.
We have the links up. We'll connect you to our network shortly, Captain, and we'll be at those coordinates.
Thank you, Haybar, and it's good to see you again.
Likewise, good to be working together again.
Prax out.
All right, to help set up the search pattern, I'll give you a reason or insight with command diff 2. To kind of organize the ships into a search pattern around the new coordinates.
I'm assuming this is my role, or is this
for Prax? Sorry.
Gotcha.
Will you take strategy and tactics for a focus?
I will.
Take one threat.
Gimme.
Will this also kick off my plan of action?
What does plan of action do?
When an ally succeeds at a task that was made possible or had reduction difficulty, reduced difficulty because of an advantage created by the character, if that advantage represents a plan or strategy, they generate 2 bonus momentum.
Yeah, I think so.
Rerolling the 0. Oh my god. Wow, this is off to a great start. Determination spend on can't be afraid of the wind.
I'll take it.
I'll reroll 2. Oh, was there a scene change?
Yes.
So we're at 1.
Yeah. And yeah, you gain 1 from that.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Yeah, you coordinate with DeGrasse to expand your search pattern out closer to the Expanse.
Yes.
And he moves the Tiananmen closer, and a few of the other ships that are helping, he gets them coordinated as well. All right, I'll stay here. I'm gonna actually have a few days go by, and we'll probably come back to this conversation. And DeGrasse, I'll give you a piece of information.
DeGrasse will have the Tiananmen send a subspace, encrypted subspace communication.
I figured I'd just have you call the captain again in the ready room a few days later.
Okay.
As you're going through like the status updates and like sharing intel and such.
Okay. So he'll assume everything's already on, and
Yep.
just mention. And Captain, the Tiananmen and the other vessels. We haven't been able to turn up any information on the expedition. Location remains unknown.
Well, she's out there, Captain. We'll find her, one way or another.
Yeah, I share your optimism, Captain.
Right. And then as part of the captain's advantage, we could just go ahead and do this roll. In all actuality, I probably don't even need the roll. I could just give it. But then DeGrasse, I sent you something.
Captain, long-range sensors are showing what appears to be intermittent energy signatures at coordinates 273 Mark 29. I will put that in the chat.
Understood. I'll be on the bridge in a second. Is I still like a channel open to Captain DeGrasse?
Yep.
Well, I love of our daily conversations, Captain DeGrasse, it appears that we might have a lead. We're gonna go check it out.
Amazing, Captain. Would you mind sending over the coordinates?
Yes, we'll transfer the coordinates to you. If you don't hear from us, well, come find us anyway.
We won't speak of it until it happens, Captain. You'll be fine. Go get the expedition.
She nods and closes the channel and heads onto the bridge. Ops, did you transfer the coordinates over to Helm?
I Captain. Transfer him to Helm.
Helm, lay in a course for those coordinates. Maximum warp.
Of course, Captain.
All right, DeGrasse. This is going to be a daring or control with your con score. Difficulty 3, magnitude 3, work 12, resistance 1. Assisted by ship's engines con.
Cool. Take a couple threat. Well, 3 threat.
Will my advantage kick in on this?
I technically already was using it, but if you could have a way that it would affect this as well, I'll take it. But there is basically a whole rolling sequence that I just threw out because of your advantage.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Because I've got I got bold con, so I'm gonna give you threat for that extra dice.
Yeah, give me.
So now I need to refresh my memory on what bold con does, because
It's basically cautious, just with threat.
Oh, okay. So I can re-roll that complication.
Yes.
Sweet. 1 moment. Candy wrappers.
Yeah, Nadine, you could roll the complication re-roll the complication if you wish.
I do. It's just a sec. There. Okay, yeah, it's a single one. Perfect. Thought so. Wanted to double check. Okay, at least I don't have a complication. Yay for 4.
Yep, and then I just need the engines con.
Okay. Engine con.
And then I need you to roll 7 challenge dice. You gain 1, I believe. Counting 7. 7 minus the resistance, which I think I put at 1. So you're doing 6 total work at the moment.
Yep.
I'll give you the first bit of information.
Okay. Captain, there's a lot of subspace eddies in the area. I'm adjusting the course, but it'll take a little bit longer to get there.
Understood.
Right, and then I'm gonna alternate roles between the science roll and the con roll. As you get closer, you could potentially learn more information as you get closer. So Mendrock, your role is going to be reason or insight with science, difficulty 4, magnitude 3 as still part of the advantage. Work 15, resist 2. And then that'll be assisted by sensor science.
Okay. User insert. And D4. Okay.
Does the advanced sensors lower that difficulty?
Yes, it does.
I do have in the nick of time. So all right.
You gotta explain what that does because I don't know the towns.
Yeah, for present scene science task, I get additional work memory effect roll. So
That's for science
uh,
also.
yeah, it's engineering or science.
Huh.
Alright, so let me alright, so let me give you one threat and 2 momentum for 4 dice. And say astrophysics or computers as a focus.
I don't think so.
Alright. Roll 1.
Just the ship sensor science. That was just me posting how much sword I have now. Oh dear God. You gain 2 momentum. Go ahead and roll 7 challenge dice.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, for you.
So I'm counting 6 as well.
You get 1 extra for.
Minus the 2 for resistance is why I guess.
Oh, yeah.
This one has 2. There's 2 separate tasks.
Spend a momentum and re-roll 3.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll those 3.
Yeah. Up a little bit.
That will bring you up to 9.
Alright, so
Got some info for you.
okay. Alright. Captain Prance, I have identified, I've spotted elements and structures consistent with starship construction. I can't identify the debris, but we'll have to get closer for that to be possible.
No promises, but Helm, bring us as close as you can.
Understood, Captain.
For Kondo, be Diff 2, Magnitude 2, Work 6, Resistance 1.
Alrighty. Hate to do this, but take another threat. I will re-roll the non-success. Cause bold.
I just need Engines Con. Wow, ship is doing good for you guys today.
Well, it's
Yes.
on science. That
Oh,
is not.
Sorry.
It's just a 1, so.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, that's
so
not
you
bad.
gain 3. Gain 3 instead of 4. Go and roll your 7 challenge dice.
Not bad.
Got you doing 5 at the moment.
You need one more breakthrough?
Yeah. Can I spend to get piercing and just negate the resistance?
Yeah, that'll get you 6 work and I'll give you 2 breakthroughs.
Let's do that.
All right, I'll narrate this. The ship starts to shake slightly as you have no choice but to fly close to another one of those subspace eddies. It takes all of your control to skirt the edges and not get caught in the gravimetric energies emanating from this eddy. But you have gotten within range of the debris field.
It's gonna be bumpy for a bit, Captain, but we're there.
Ops.
Alright, Captain.
And then science is Diff 3, Magnitude 2, Work 6, Resist 2.
Alright, I have the talent testing and theory. Since I succeeded on a science task covering the same scientific thing, can I roll an additional 20?
Yep.
So that will give me 3. And
Oh, dear God. 3 1s.
Nice.
yeah, I'll spend 2 to reduce the resistance.
Hold up. Oh, gotta roll the ship.
Oh yeah.
And you have advanced sensors, right? So that's actually a Diff 2.
Yep.
1 in 8,000 odds.
Think you should head to Vegas after this, King.
Yeah.
Well, I won like a $250 RPG prize from last month.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for the details.
What the?
Go shit.
All right. At least it's not a 1. 4-1 be throwing stuff at this point. You gain 6 momentum. Go ahead and roll your 7 challenge dice.
3 flipped.
So far you're doing 5.
Well, spend 2 and reduce the resistance.
Well, it's just one. You could just spend one and reduces the resistance to 0, and then you spend another one to. You can reroll 3, and it still leaves you 1 flipped.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you just need the 1 to get the 6.
We have the flow, so we might as well. It's just,
Yeah. Why just pass it when you can crush it, huh?
Yep. I mean, that's what Mendrot used to do. The Goths will probably follow suit. Starting off early. Captain Prax, I can determine it is a Federation starship debris, and it appears to me the debris of the USS Expedition.
any signs of life?
Can a sensor range pick up anything?
I'll take that as a question.
Yeah. Spin the flute.
Well, your position gives you a free one.
Oh, yeah. Detect no life signs, Captain.
What about her escape pods?
I will take that as a question.
Now the flip.
Yep. It looks as though at least several have been launched, Captain. Which could mean they're somewhere, hopefully nearby.
Can you tell what destroyed the expedition?
Can I tell?
I'll take it as a question.
All that work on the extended task, and
And there's all gone. It looks to me not from energy weapon fire or any torpedoes, but antimatter explosion, Captain.
very well. See if you can't detect any habitable worlds nearby.
Aye, Captain. So, scanning for M-class planets or anything that will support life.
All right, I'm going to pause you guys there. We'll come back to you. We're going to head back to the planet. We will enter a new scene. And another day passes while on the planet. Doctor, I think you had wanted to do something.
Yeah. The doctor is going to be standing in one of the near the entrance to the cave, waiting for the commander to walk by.
Sorry, did you say the doctor wanted to talk to Casey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You'll go meet up with the doctor.
Commander?
How can I help you, doctor?
Well, I've got some bad news. Captain's not doing so well. He's fading. There's nothing I can do to stop it here.
Well, I'm sure you're already doing everything that you can for him. At least we can try to keep him comfortable.
Literally right now, Commander, that's all I can do is keep him warm, keep him comfortable. There's not much else I can do.
If it were anyone else, I would say we should assign someone to stay with them at all times just to keep them company, but not sure how much the captain would want to see my face. I guess try to speak with him. Maybe he'll have come to some realizations in facing his pending mortality.
Maybe.
Although I doubt it.
Agreed. I doubt it as well.
Well, keep me updated on his situation, and thank you for letting me know.
I will, Commander.
Should, with the captain now not recovering at any point soon, I suppose I'll be remaining in command for the foreseeable future, but if anything is to happen to me, you're the most senior crew member here. I know it's not usually a part of a medical officer's duties to assume command, but I believe you may be the next logical choice.
It makes sense, Commander.
Well, I'll certainly try my best not to get killed.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. I hope the captain does pull through, but we're all waiting on that rescue ship.
Agreed.
I guess Casey will go check on like the other team that was doing the like trying to work on a generator, and the other crew that were trying to reinforce the like our shelter with some like snow and I don't know, maybe carving like bricks out of with phasers or something to try and put like more proper protection up.
Yep, you walk back to the rest of the group, who are starting to visibly shiver and shake. The nose are starting to turn red. Their fingers are turning red. Icicles forming from the snot dripping out of their running noses.
How are your efforts going?
Not good, Commander.
Oh, I gotta send that tonight too. Hold on. There we go.
The cold is making the cells want to self-discharge. They are draining faster than we're able to keep them charged if both systems are running. We'll have to choose between comms and heat.
Yeah, like Captain. The batteries are just not holding their charge.
Did you try using the insulated blankets? Or any other way to insulate the batteries?
We can try to make some way of capturing the solar heat. See if that'll keep them warmer.
Don't give up hope yet.
I can
I am concerned in terms of your exposure to the cold. Perhaps you should break into shifts and alternate your time between the projects out here and staying in the shelter for warmth.
Yes, Commander.
Sure thing, Commander. Those of us in the shelter maybe can focus on drawing up some design diagrams or something for those of us outside to execute.
Of course, it's best that we all stay as busy as we can. Well, I'll leave you to your project and not distract you anymore, but please advise if you have any updates or if there's any way I can support this endeavor. I'm considering it a top priority.
Hi, Commander.
Yes, sir.
And
And
as you
then,
guys are talking, Casey, you notice that several of the lookouts that were outside have come in, and you look at their fingers, their nose, their ears, and you could tell that they just got severe frostbite as they go toward the doctor's area.
is the lookout post manned currently?
With not as many as you'd like.
In that case, he'll say to Petty Officer Jakrith, I'm going to go relieve those lookouts that just came back with frostbite. Please send over a replacement when you can. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to, Shakrith will say, well, Commander, if I may, I'm from a world that's essentially an ice planet. I know I don't feel nearly as badly as everyone else here does. I'm more than happy to go relieve the watch.
Well, in that case, we'll go together. I'm sure the other lookouts have been out there long enough as well. It seems to be particularly cold today.
Understood, sir.
Ensign Coda, please send a replacement when one is available.
Understood, sir.
Yes, so Casey will go make himself useful and relieve some of the lookouts.
With you and
Considering how few
Shakrith.
crew are left, it's like, I imagine he's going to start picking up some of the grunt duties.
Yep, and then Doctor, I need a Daring Medicine difficulty 3, Comp 3. To try to treat your frostbite.
Captain, you might, if sound carries in here, you might hear Nadon start cursing.
You
Or
said
sorry,
Diff 3, Comp 3?
Yep, Diff 3, Comp 3. All the while, Nadon is cursing into her tricorder.
3 and 3, please.
Oh, wow. Hey, 4 successes, so you gain a momentum, but you do have a complication. I believe you only have 2 momentum left.
Yes, 2 momentum. You know what? I'd like to spend my determination on the patient is everything and re-roll 3.
Yep. That looks much better. 2, 4, 6, 7. So you gain 4. I believe that maxes you out.
It should put us at 5.
Right. You're doing what you can to treat the frostbite. Obviously, you can't fully treat it because it's still cold, but, you wrap some warming blankets around them. You try to put them near the heat source the best you can. But, you know that if they stay here for, you figure if they maybe have a day, maybe 2 before people probably start dying from this. At the very least, start losing digits.
All right, then. In that case, I'm going to head out and try and find the commander.
And yeah, probably as you're doing that, you could definitely make out Nadon swearing. And then I'll send this to the other person.
Yeah, and I'll be trying to get the batteries charged enough to get the comms back up.
Well, remember the comms are on the ridge.
Oh, and then I'll be.
Remember you put that relay, that distress beacon.
And I'll
That
be
just went out.
trying to head up to go fix it, I guess. Maybe with gas.
So you're gonna go outside? Alright. I'm gonna sort of try and.
So I should probably explain to you guys what's going on here. I just sent Mendrock something. The heaters just went out. The comms relays just went out. You only have batteries to power one of them.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So
We can't. Okay. So. Yeah. That signal beacon's the only hope we have.
So you probably should all 3 of you head out to go see the commander to
Yeah.
inform him of what you just learned.
Yeah.
Yes, an executive decision needs to be made at this point.
And Casey, you and Shashakrith head out. So before you 3 get out there, Casey, you and Shashakrith get outside, relieve the duty, grab whatever cold weather gear you can, blankets, try to wrap yourself in them to stay warm. When you notice that those creatures are no longer around.
I was just starting to grow fond of our company.
And yeah, you notice that, and that's when the 3 of your crew come to the cave entrance.
Commander, we have a problem.
What is it, Ensign?
Both
or
the
Lieutenant.
both the heating and the comm beacon are out, and we only have enough battery to power one of them.
Well, our only hope is that distress beacon, so we'll have to keep that running. In the meantime, certainly continue your project on working on the generator. And
Oh, the generator's running. It's so cold the batteries can't keep up with both.
I see.
Yeah, it's just too hot.
Could we try to directly wire in the heater?
Oh, like to the generator?
Like build a separate generator and wire it into the heaters directly. That way we only need batteries for the comms.
I'm gonna throw out 2 threat there. You don't have enough components to make a second one.
Ah, balls.
Would it be possible to run on an alternating schedule? We'll run the distress beacon for an hour for anyone to hear it, and then we'll run the heater as hot as we can for an hour. It won't keep the cave comfortable, but it should at least keep us in survival temperatures.
It's probably better than nothing. If we're without heat, people will start dropping pretty quickly. I would guess. I mean, I'm no doctor, but certain temperatures are just not compatible with non-Andorian life without artificial heating. No offense.
Certainly not take.
Well, let's begin the schedule then, starting with 1 hour of communications, considering we've been having the heater running this entire time. See if there's anything you can do to run both at the same time, and any crew that aren't presently assigned tasks back at the shelter have major efforts being made to reinforce the shelter with some additional insulation and protection.
I see.
I will say this, Commander, off of Nidan's point, without heaters running at all, we probably have less than a day of survivability. With the heaters, I'm not sure how much more we can get. Maybe a day and a half. Maybe 2.
Well, longer's always better than shorter, so... We don't know that anyone's heard our signal yet, but hopefully any ship within range would be in range of our signal for at least an hour and be able to receive our signal at a point at which we are transmitting it.
We gotta try something.
Myself and the petty officer here have noticed that our friends seem to have departed. I'm going to stay out here and keep an eye on the situation for a little longer.
Hi, Commander.
Aye.
This is an odd thought, and I don't know if it would be useful or not, or if it's just cold talking, but what about an analog distress signal? Like letters in the snow.
It'd be all white. Survivability. There's no way to change color. It wouldn't be noticeable.
What if
With
we use
this-
rocks? Or like plant debris. I'm grasping at straws here, but something's gotta be.
If the Federation can find this planet, they should be able to find debris of our escape pods. It's not a bad idea, although I wouldn't want to spare any crew the energy of coming back out here and working on it, but I'll see what Rox, myself, and the petty officer here can scrounge up and try and put out a mark for our position in case they do hear our signal.
I sent him photos. I had taken some time to
Commander.
Miss Knight, I have a quick question for you.
I got you. Yes.
Do our communicators have the ability to broadcast on the Federation emergency band for long enough to supplement the time of the distress relay?
Do I know if they have enough energy since the wasn't the main computer in the command pod?
What about like a general distress, any type of distress? I'm trying to think of a way to eliminate the need for the distress beacon.
They can send out short range distress signals. I don't know how. There's an S.
So it has a range of probably getting to orbit.
Okay. Yes, might be able to get to orbit, at least in range. So it might be an alternative, certainly.
It's your call, Commander.
It's also a good idea to maybe just do a standard Morse code signal rather than trying to do some kind of complicated distress beacon.
So just to clarify about the beacon is not sending an audio file. It is just sending out a general distress signal that other ships would identify.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's basically already doing that.
Okay. Well then.
And it has more range than the
Yeah.
badges.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one can reach a few light years. Your comm badges can only get like orbit.
I'll go get the battery replaced then in the beacon and head back inside and see about working on insulating or seeing what we can do with the heater.
So you guys just gotta let me know which path you guys want to take here.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we had decided to alternate emergency beacon and heater for an hour at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one was just a in-character possibility that I thought of. So
Oh yeah, in the short range with the badges. Yeah, that's probably the best backup we have for that.
Yeah.
At the
So that's
moment.
fine if you guys want to alternate. The question is, who is being sent out to change the batteries at the comms relay?
Well, Knight was going to do it while she was outside. That was my intention, anyway.
Because yeah, you guys got to remember it is a few hundred meters,
Oh yeah, I forget. I forgot all about.
which means I'm going to be making you roll to see if you, freeze to death, basically.
Oh great.
All right.
So consider this a Casey command decision.
Like whether or not to go with the alternating schedule.
Well, there's that decision, and then there's also the decision if you do that, eventually, even if you were to keep the comms going, you eventually have to send somebody out there to change the batteries.
Yeah. And then you risk them dying before they get there or something. Freezing to death or whatever.
Well, we already have a lookout rotation, so we could incorporate it into the lookout rotation. Like they do it on the way to their post.
Is it on the way?
No. So you guys might have forgot where you put the comms, but the comms are 200 meters from the cave entrance.
Yeah, they're up
at the edge
top
of the ravine, so that it could get a clear signal to space. So
It
you
was
have to
my
walk a couple hundred meters to it.
I thought that's where the lookout post was as well.
No. So the lookout was at the cave entrance.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to keep, I'll go out first and make the roll, I guess, for the first rotation
Right.
but we could extend it to like 2 hours, communications 2 hours, but
Yeah,
no
whichever.
more than 2 hours for sure.
I just need to know who's going. So Casey takes the first one.
Yeah, I'll take the first one to prove that the journey is survivable.
Okay. This is probably going to be a fitness, and I will take either security or medicine. Or even fitness con. I'll take fitness con too. I'll take fitness and either security con or medicine.
Do I still have the EV suit?
Yeah, but you're gonna still run into that issue of the battery draining quickly because it's so cold out. The batteries don't last long. So it might provide a little bit, but not enough to be, useful. And plus, you've been here 5 days, they're pretty much all drained.
I was just gonna say if we could consolidate the battery of one heat, all the heating suits into one of them, charge up one of them fully to have full heating power.
I'll
so
let
that
you create that advantage either with momentum or rolls.
How much momentum?
It'll be 2.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 momentum.
So basically, you're able to salvage all the juice into one suit.
And whoever's going out to replace, use the one suit, and hopefully it should last for a while if it's for one person's just using it for the couple hundred meters to and from every couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to make you roll that fitness security roll. It's going to be the difficulty is only going to be 1 now instead of what I was originally planning.
Take a threat. Don't think I have focus.
Alright, you gain 1. Yep, just 1. And then go ahead and roll me a challenge dice to see if the battery juice remains on. To see if the batteries remain. So, Casey, you're able to go out and you successfully change the batteries to the comms relay. But by the time you get back, you notice that the batteries of this unit have also been drained.
Sorry, what battery?
On the suit,
Oh, okay.
rendering this one pretty much useless as well. But you got the comms working in lieu of the heat. All right, and with that, we'll enter a new scene. We'll head back to the ship. All right, so as I posted in the chat, on the screen is a large piece of the saucer section. It's rotating slowly along its vertical axis, and every time it rotates toward the ship, toward the view screen, you can make out half of the name USS Expedition. You know, where the other half is not tore off. Whoever wants to roll this can roll me an insight with security, engineering, or science difficulty 2, and this is to spot something in the debris.
I've got
You
13
said-
on insight security. If nobody else has a better pool.
You said inside engineering would work too?
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody can roll for this.
Oh, all of us?
Yeah, because you're all looking at the view screen, obviously. So it's to spot something in the debris.
Would my focus of environmental hazards come into play?
No.
Okay.
What about starship recognition as a focus? Cool. I'll spend a momentum.
Okay. I'll just unless you want to buy Mendrox off, I was just gonna say he's or Tagast is off. I would just say she definitely does not notice this.
Yeah.
So it won't really hurt you. But I do have to send something to Wagner though.
I think there's a ship in there.
Elaborate. Lieutenant the gas can
Okay.
scan that section of the expedition.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and give me a difficulty 2, reason or control.
Right
With
beside the large debris over there.
with your science. Assist by sensor science.
Alright. One threat and yeah, one threat. Computers is a focus.
No,
Uh,
this would be
no.
sensors.
Alright.
Does that include advanced sensor suites?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you have
Yeah, it'd just be a diff 1.
a technical expertise. I can try to reroll a 0. Yeah.
Well,
There we
someone.
go.
Well, no matter what, the ship succeeded.
Yeah.
You gain 3 momentum. And yeah, Degas sensors do confirm there is a small vessel nestled in the debris where Wagner pointed it out.
There's a small ship in the debris, Captain. Where the fauna officer saw.
Put it up on the view screen. Can you identify the vessel?
As soon as you put it on the view screen, you notice that it fires up its engines and starts to turn toward the ebon expanse.
Looks like it's fleeing, Captain.
Record all sensor data on the unidentified object. Ops.
Aye. Recording.
Since it's starting to head to warp, I'm gonna spend some threat here. I'm gonna give it a base difficulty of 4.
Advanced sensor suite.
And then yeah, that would bring it to 3.
One threat and 2 momentum for 4 dice. Real 1.
Just need ship. Yep, there's a ship. So you gain 1. Yeah, so Degas, you are able to record the structure of the ship, and it very much looks. It's a small vessel, maybe the size of one of your runabouts. But it's very sleek, very slender. It looks like it can handle atmospheric flight without any issues. It appears to be very quick, very nimble, demonstrated by how it was able to quickly turn and start to get into warp. But one of the other things you do notice is that the ship appears to be made from several different types of hull compositions, almost like the ship was made from different components of ships.
Oh, okay.
Almost as if it was like hodgepodge together to form a functional ship.
Try and track it as well.
Yep, and then it just pops off into warp, heading towards the ebon expanse.
Captain, it's a conglomeration of several starship materials and designs. Sleek, fast vessel, capable of planetary flight as well as interplanetary.
Mark in the database and prepare to send it out on the next burst transmission. Begin a sensor sweep for any habitable planets within range. I doubt the escape pod. Yeah, we determined that the escape pods were launched, right? For
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I doubt the escape pods would have lasted this long, but go ahead and do a wide range sensor sweep for any habitable planets, and then also keep an eye out for any escape pods that may be adrift.
Alright, Captain. So,
And this will be base difficulty 3, comp 2. Assisted by ship sensor sign some, so I guess it'll be a difficulty 2.
Geology or xenobiology?
No, this is sensors.
Hands?
No, this is sensors.
Sensors. All right. I don't know. 1 threat, 2 momentum for 4 dice. And I'm gonna reroll with technical expertise.
All right, you gain 3.
I should check sensors inside computers. Captain, I have found a M-class planet 2.4 light years away, and there is a faint distress signal coming from that planet.
Relay the coordinates. Helm, maximum warp to that planet.
Transfer coordinates to Helm.
All right, Tom, I'm spending some threat here. As you're about to engage warp, one of the subspace eddies in the area starts to form around your ship. So it's going to take a lot of good piloting to get through it. I'm going to make this a daring con difficulty 3.
Yikes. Okay. Daring con.
Or control. I mean, daring or control.
Daring. One moment. I'm just looking up one of my talents to double check what it does. Oh, never mind. That one's not useful right now. Okay then. In that case, I will give you some threat.
How much threat?
We have 6 momentum too, so like you can give him 1 threat, and if you buy any more dice, you can spend momentum.
Let's do that, yeah. So you get 1 threat. I will take 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want 5? It is difficulty 3. I really don't want to lose this fight. So frigate, 5 momentum.
You're rolling 4 dice and the ship's assisting, right?
Yep.
I
Oh,
would just
yeah.
I'll just roll 4.
4 dice, that works. If the ship's assisting, that works. Helm operations count?
Yes.
Sweet. Thank goodness. I will re-roll that one that was not a success.
Complication. Come on, complication. Ooh.
Yes.
Gain 3.
Holy crap. Okay.
And yeah, you almost, it's like the ship is basically an extension of your body as you are able to navigate around the emerging subspace eddies and launch the ship into a quick warp to get out of there before it totally engulfs your ship. I'll leave some free role play while you're in travel.
Go on, Bayner.
Thanks. That was good.
She probably said something Klingon too, but I didn't work on my Klingon.
Fair. I don't think a lesser ship would have been able to get out of there. This is a very nice ship.
A ship is only as good as her crew. Mr. Bedden, send a transmission, relay transmission to the T9 that we have a possible location of the survivors and the location of the USS Expedition.
Will do, Captain. And Bedden will
Right.
send, the encrypted transmission.
Yeah. Oh, encrypted. So that's, I'm gonna increase the difficulty then. So this will probably be control with either security or engineering difficulty 3.
Huh.
Because I'm also kind of counting it as an advantage to have the Tiananmen on its way, and just in case.
Gotcha. Will you accept the termination mission directive?
If you could explain to me what the mission directive is.
It's yeah. I mean, obviously finding the expedition, making sure the crew is safe and sound, so we get to them quickly, and then we have presumably enough space to evacuate all the crew. That would probably require multiple ships.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Awesome.
Would my advantage kick in from earlier?
Yes.
Alrighty. I'll burn a momentum.
And then it would just be a comms security. What is going on with your ship today? It can't freaking miss. So 6, you gain 3 more.
5
And yeah.
float.
The Tiananmen acknowledges and sends back that they are going to start sending ships toward the planet.
Captain Prax, the Tiananmen has acknowledged, and help should be on the way.
Let's just hope it's in time.
Agreed.
Lieutenant Wagner, what's our ETA?
How long till we get there, Jim?
Probably within minutes. It's only 2.5 light years.
A few minutes, Captain.
You know, maximum warp and whatnot. And yeah, the ship will drop out of warp near the planet, not exactly in orbit. Because the Bayern drops out of warp near the planet. On your sensors, you spot 3 ships of unknown origin. The largest ship, you can clearly see that it is made up of several different hull and material types fitted together to make a working vessel. 2 smaller shuttle type ships, similar to the one that Degas scanned earlier, seems to be docking with the larger ship. A third smaller ship is currently flying up from the planet's surface on an intercept course with the larger ship.
Let's go to yellow alert. Ops, open up a communications to that vessel.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm making this happen because I wrote it in and I'm doing it before threat spin. As soon as you attempt to open as soon as you open your comms toward the ships, you are hit back with a high frequency communication that is audible throughout the ship. I need each player to give me a fitness medicine difficulty 1. You know, like the sound is like it's like a very loud white noise in your ears.
I'm gonna spend a momentum for.
So you gain 2 so far from Bedin and Wagner. Okay. And the captain gains 2 from her roll. I'm gonna quickly hit 1 for the 4 people on the. Okay. This person here, at this front console, kind of grab their ears, and you kind of notice that they become disorientated. And to indicate that, to indicate that across the entire ship, I am going to drop your crew support by 1.
There was 2 float from my roll. I like to spend that for like sort of a swift task.
Okay.
And I'm going to direct ops. Try to muffle that sound.
Yes,
Right. Give actually I'll just use that as an advantage roll here. You close the comms channel and it turns off.
All right.
And yeah, she's just gonna walk over to this one.
Yep. Yeah, the one for it. And you could kind of make out like a little blood pouring out of one of the ears.
Instant, get yourself medical teams to the bridge.
And they're just disorientated and don't really know where they're at. And medical will acknowledge.
Just stay there and relax, Ensign. Help is on its way. Ops, scan that planet, see if we can't locate our people. And that ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
Scan the planet. Scan the planet first.
Okay. Diff 1. Reason science. Already adjusted.
One threat.
Gain 3.
free float.
Captain, the distress beacon is almost directly below, I assume, the other vessel. Right.
Yeah, basically directly below it.
Yeah. So the distress beacon is directly below the larger vessel on the flat surface.
Life signs.
I'll take that as a question. You're free one, in fact.
Yep. Okay. I detect about 36 Federation life signs near the beacon, and another 250 scattered around the planet.
How close are they all together?
Well, two are docked. One's flying up towards it.
No, I meant the life signs. Like,
Oh.
how scattered are
right,
they?
right.
Like, what's the radius, essentially?
Oh. That'll be another question for momentum.
Sure.
Yeah, we have like 3 floats, so and I
Yeah.
took one away. So
10 kilometers square radius or so. 10 kilometers, probably. Yeah.
likelihood of being able to beam them out.
Beaming them out the planet? Is that another question?
Like, are most of the survivors able to be beamed off?
It is minus 60 degrees and life signs are fake, Captain. It sounds ominous. There may be some interference from the winter storm, but transporting should be possible.
I also believe you wanted to scan the ship.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one's going to be a base difficulty 3.
Okay.
Is that adjusted?
So it'll be a diff 2.
Okay. Let's do 3 momentum.
You have bold?
I do, but I also have technical expertise. Yeah, let's do 2 momentum and one threat for this.
God, that ship. Gain 3 more.
One flip.
Okay. Captain, I'm detecting Starfleet technology signatures inside the vessel, as well as several dead Federation species inside.
How many?
How many deceased?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
This is looking creepy. Oh my. 120, Captain. Or about that, no.
What technology do they have in their? Have they taken?
Spend another momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from what you can make out, it's pieces of escape pods, pieces of the hull, whatever. Basically, it just looks like a bunch of salvage. Pieces of the hull. Maybe they got a few phaser arrays from the expedition. Maybe half a shuttlecraft. A few working escape pods, a replicator, some weapons here or there.
It's a menagerie, Captain. Some of it is just salvage and parts of ship hulls and internal parts. Some of it may be weapon systems and or replicator type devices. There might even be a working escape pod or the like.
Open a channel broadcast only.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Open a channel broadcast only.
Okay. Opening a channel broadcast only.
Meaning we're not receiving any transmissions from them.
Yep. Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, That's probably a good idea with that piercing sound.
This is Captain Israel Prax of the United Federation starship Bayern. We're here to conduct a rescue operation of our injured Starfleet personnel from the vessel that you have illegally claimed salvage on. Do not wish to engage in hostilities, but I ask you to leave the area immediately and return those that you have wrongfully taken.
Give me a presence command. I need to make this a 5 comp 2.
Persuasion for a focus?
I don't think so.
I'll use my joint talent for intimidation.
I'll take that.
3 threat, and I'm spending 3 momentum to roll 5 dice. I have the Starcross medal that doubles the focus range, I believe.
Okay. You have command 4, so it's 4. Just missed on a couple of them, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
And then probably assisted by the ship's communications con.
Oh, poor shit.
Alright, you'll gain 2. So as soon as you say that, the larger vessel, the all 3 ships combine with the larger ship, they dock with, and the larger ship starts to set a course towards the Ebon Expanse. Meanwhile, several other smaller ships from the planet's surface, you estimate maybe about 10, also fly up from the planet's surface. Along a similar heading to the large ship heading towards the Expanse. And they also engage their warp. And unless you do anything, they warp off.
I'm assuming they took the bodies with them.
They did. That was that threat spend.
Any survivors on those ships fleeing? She looks over to Gus.
No, sir.
Hell moves within orbit.
Moving within orbit.
Transporter room, begin beaming up the survivors as soon as we are clear. Open a wide-range communication beam.
Never mind the roll. For con.
Okay.
Yeah, the channel could be opened pretty easily.
This is Captain Israel Prax to all survivors of the USS Expedition. Please come in.
And on the planet's surface, you hear a garbled communication from one Captain Prax.
Case will frantically hit his comm badge. Prax, this is Casey.
It's good to hear your voice. gather your people and prepare for immediate transport. How many can they? We'll be beaming down medical personnel to your immediate location.
Tell them to pack a pair of mittens.
Understood.
Casey will immediately start organizing everyone up, prioritizing who should be transported based on their health, I guess, first, and then by rank from most junior to most senior.
Captain Tiamin is inbound.
Understood. They'll be able to help assist getting with the rescues. Let's prioritize the ones that are the worst off.
Commander, we probably should put the captain up first.
I agree. He's priority number 1. Are there any other of the crew that are suffering critical injuries?
Severe frostbite.
They'll go first as well.
Understood.
All right, so just anything left on the Bayern before I beam medical teams and El Capitan down?
I'll spend for it if I need to, but transporter enhancers just in case.
Yeah, that's fine.
If need be. And then also the cold weather gear for all personnel going down, and then
I'll waive the cold. I'll waive the cold weather. Transport enhancers will be a cost.
Is it 1 or 2?
I think it's just 1.
Commander Krim, you have the bridge.
I can.
Back on the frozen planet. Oh, sorry. Did you have something else?
No.
And Captain Prax appears inside the cave with several medical personnel.
All right, let's get those transport enhancers up and operational. Medical teams begin processing the ones that are worse off and get them up to straight to sick bay.
Yes, Captain.
You came out of retirement just for me? I'm touched.
Well, I couldn't leave you all behind.
Well, unfortunately, your replacement has made quite a mess of things, but that's a discussion for later. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Sorry about the smell. We hadn't quite gotten around to setting up the sonic showers.
If anything, Commander, all of you are to be commended for surviving this long.
Well, with a crew like the Expedition and our captain in a pleasant medical coma, it was certainly much easier.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but 286 of you are at least counted as the survivors so far.
Well, I'll deliver the full report at some point soon, but When I gave the order to abandon ship aboard the Expedition, there was only a little over a minute to evacuate. I'm surprised as many crew got off as they did.
You did your best, Casey.
Let's just say I look forward to the inquiry.
As do I. Let's get you back up to the ship. And she'll grab like a thermal blanket and then throw it over him to get him over to the transporter pad. Or well, the
All right. I'll set up one final or one other scene here. So you're transported up to sick bay. And you're meted in sick bay by DeGrasse Captain as the medical teams get to work on the captain. I should throw Peterson in here too. Wherever his character went. Peterson, where did your character sheet token go? Aha. So I'll open up some free character roleplay with whoever is in the room.
Well, Captain Prax, I guess I should inform you the other two ships are about 20 minutes out. He turns
Oh,
and looks over.
we'll set this as all the ships are arrived and everybody's being beamed back.
Gotcha. So yeah, in that case, he'll say to Prax, "How are they?"
cold and frostbitten.
And him?
I haven't talked to Morgan yet. But go see to your friend.
How you doing, Arnell?
Aber, what are you doing here? They must have sent the whole fleet after us.
Oh, just a few ships. I guess they wanted to get the old crew back together.
Well, it's good to see you. It's certainly been not my finest few months.
Well, he'll look around. Seems like everybody has their fingers in their ears at least, so guess you
Everyone
didn't
in this room.
do. Oh, fair enough.
Considering the captain's condition, I imagine it will fall upon me to start drafting letters soon and beginning the preparations for a rather large funeral. I haven't participated in anything of the sort since the Dominion War.
Well, I'm sure you're a bit more senior than you were then. So yes, you'll be the one writing letters and reaching out.
Certainly not how I imagined my first permanent posting as executive officer to end in.
Well, let me say this. my experience has told me that it's next to impossible to have a perfect ending. You do the best you can. And, well, I don't mean to sound cold, but these are the dangers of what we do. And just know that the lives of those lost, they did understand those dangers. I know it doesn't make it any easier, but the fact that many of you came back, most of you came back, says a lot about your ability to lead.
Well, I hope to one day see it in such a light and take it with such grace, but I guess this will be a while for me to process. Of course, I've faced such situations before, but I've never been tested as a leader in such a way. Perhaps a shore posting is in order, since clearly I will not be returning to my ship.
Well, before there's any talk of that, get your rest.
How is my sister doing? She proven to be a reliable science officer?
She's doing very well. She's young and she's got a bit to learn, but well, she's definitely a Casey. She's doing great.
Well, if the doctor releases me soon, I suppose I'll try to beam over and see her before we part ways.
Oh, something tells me that when her shift is over, she'll be down here to see you.
Well, thank you for the words of confidence.
Of course, Casey. Rest up and let's not make any rash decision. He'll head over to Nadon and Pearson and just say, "How are y'all doing?"
Better now. Tell me, is she back for good?
He'll glance back at Brax. Well, don't say anything. You won't notice her sneaking up behind him. But after this little event, well, I was privy to some discussions about next steps. Nothing's finalized, but I imagine if she wants it, he'll kind of trail off.
Wants what, to be exact?
Captain, how is Mr. Morgan?
Still asleep. Though I'm better not to wake him up, only to just talk about it again.
Well, regardless of how he's doing, I think the brass will certainly want to have a word with him.
Forgive me, Commander, but can they have a word with him after we've been discharged? The past few days have been the most pleasant that he's been since I've known him.
Well, that certainly says a lot coming from you, Nadon, and be sure to mention that in your reports.
I plan to, Commander.
I think we'll want this nice and tight, wrapped up in a bow. We'll glance back at Morgan. Might make things a little bit easier when we go through the process. Oh, now if you'll all excuse me, I have to attend to a few things. So I'll turn and walk out and just say, Captain, when you have a moment, let me know.
Of course.
You know, Captain, seeing you walk off all the expedition all those years ago like you didn't really expect to see you back in uniform.
Well, it was months ago, but I'll take that as you're suffering from the effects of, well,
Possibly.
That remains to be seen if I'll stay in Starfleet or not. This assignment was only temporary.
Still, either way, you're wearing the uniform again, Captain. Even if it is temporary.
I'm glad all of you made it, and I am sorry for leaving all of you behind.
In my thinking, you did what you thought was right, Captain. Can't hold that against you.
Starfleet isn't a prison. You should serve only as long as you feel it is right for you to serve.
Well, I'm just thankful that all of you had each other to get you through this. Believe me, I know Captain Morgan can be a little bit of a glory hound. He's gonna have a hard time talking his way out of this one this time. So, the three of you get some rest, and we can talk later on our way back to Deep Space 17.
Understood, Captain Brax. It's good to see you again.
Likewise, Lieutenant. She nods and she's gonna go back up to the doctors and check on Morgan's status.
He is not looking good. Severe frostbite, suffering from hypothermia, still has the broken hip, broken legs, still bleeding. He might be close to death's door, Grant, save for a few medical tests that we'll do next week.
I thought I got his bleeding stopped last week, but okay.
There's still minor bleeding with the hip fractures.
Okay.
Do what you can, doctors.
Yes, ma'am.
And she just kind of nods to everyone, and walks out to go see DeGrasse.
And meanwhile, on the bridge, so this is probably taking place while the captain's in the sick bay. The ship is just in orbit, flying around the station. Job well done and all that. I figure I'd give the bridge crew some time for some free roleplay.
So, what's your rank? Lieutenant Wagner. Do you mind me asking, have you always been a good pilot? Or did you learn to be that in the academy?
I was a pilot before I got to the academy, but academy made me better. I was on some trading ships before that.
Is it a family thing? Trading ships or
No. No, I needed some space, so I left home and decided to run away and become a trader for a bit, which I did, and then we got into some trouble, and the Starfleet helped us out, and I figured I could probably do more good with Starfleet than I could running shipments of, liquor and gold pressed latinum from one end of the galaxy to the other. Took me a few tries to get in, but here I am. What about you?
Well, gotta say there's a bit of a similarity there. I also had a bit of a rebellious streak when I was younger, and yeah, Starfleet helped me sort that out, actually. I gotta say I didn't necessarily get too far away from home. I, well, kept my trouble local, and he'll kind of trail off. Yeah, just really impressive.
Thank you. That was one of the tighter scrapes I've been in, but good to know that our ship and crew is up to the task. So, DeGas, how long have you wanted to be a scientist?
Oh, I started young. My father was a scientist in the Klingon Defense Force.
So it's a family tradition then.
Yes. He I had a working relationship with a Federation Starfleet officer, and they had a bit of a romance, apparently. And I was conceived and grew up learning about science, and of course the Federation as well. It's been my thing. And then I applied for Starfleet and got approved, and here I am. You did some great flying back there. I've not seen that kind of flying pretty much in my entire life. Although I did spend most of my life on a colony before joining Starfleet, studying scientific flora and fauna and whatnot.
Cool. Huh.
All right, I think I'll head to one more place. And then the captains will be meeting in the captain's mess.
Well, what do you think, Adrian?
About you're referring to Captain Morgan?
Well, that's in the whole situation, I guess.
Considering, from what I remember about at least this area before I even left Starfleet, these anomalies were not cropping up. In fact, it seems like they're getting worse. It's going to be getting very dangerous traveling near the Ebon Expanse. As for Morgan, well, Starfleet doesn't take too highly for a ship being destroyed. So depending on what Commander Casey's report and the other officers, it could be in a lot of trouble. Especially since that ship was a sovereign class.
And I might dare say, one of the more storied ships in the fleet. Pity, given how long you captained it. Well, it didn't take long for him to wreck it.
I guess that's what happens when you take a desk job too long.
Are you enjoying your time back on ship?
wouldn't say I don't miss this, but I have other things on my mind that are a bit more important than commanding a vessel.
Family?
Yes. A little girl, Kesri.
I was about to say, hard for me to imagine something that you might consider to be more important than captaining a ship.
Oh, that and my grievances with the Department of Temporal Affairs.
Well, Captain, I don't think I can say anything to you about the family side of things. You know, I don't have much experience on that side. And at this point, I don't know if I will. But I would implore you to reconsider. I mean, just seeing the damage that can be caused by, well, somebody who's a good talker, but not necessarily a good leader. Fleet needs good leaders.
They have you.
Well, I learned from the best. He'll stand up. If you ever need me, Captain, you know I'm always here. And you know if you ever want to come back. Well, the admirals they're not going to hear the end of it from me. You've got my full support, whichever way you choose to go.
Well, I appreciate that, Haybar.
And yeah, maybe one of these days I can meet your daughter.
She's on the ship currently. Come, I'll introduce you. Yeah, we don't have to roleplay that out, by the way.
No, I figured that would be a good time to call that the end of Inhospitable.